Have you ever pondered over the hidden truths that an old, enigmatic sanctuary could possibly guard within its stone walls? Let me narrate to you an engaging tale about such an ancient temple, hiding secrets shrouded in the mists of time, and a brave young explorer named Nandini who possessed the courage to unravel these mysteries. Nandini, an adventurous spirit, had always been intrigued by tales of the unknown. One such narrative that caught her attention was about a mysterious temple. Whispers and rumors about this temple had been circulating in her town for as long as she could remember. The temple, they said, was not an ordinary one. It was a place where the strange and the inexplicable took shelter, a place where odd noises reverberated through the night, creating an aura of mystique and fear. And as the tale went, the closer one got to the temple, the more peculiar things would become. This piqued Nandini's curiosity. She was no stranger to spooky tales, but something about this particular story drew her in. She felt a compelling pull towards the unseen, the unknown, and the thrill of the chase. And so, driven by insatiable curiosity and an adventurous spirit, she finally decided to venture out into the thick, moonlit jungle in search of this temple that held everyone's interest. The night was dark, and the sounds of the jungle felt louder than ever. Each rustling leaf, each snapping twig added to the anticipation. Nandini pressed on, determined to uncover the mystery. The temple, hidden deep within the dense jungle, seemed to be calling her. As the night grew darker, she could hear the eerie sounds growing louder. Upon reaching the temple, Nandini encountered strange and mysterious sights. The ancient stones whispered tales from centuries past. The wind seemed to carry enigmatic chants, and the eerie shadows played tricks on her eyes. Suddenly, out of nowhere, an inexplicable figure materialized. It was an uncanny, ghostly presence that chilled the air around her, making the hair on the back of her neck stand on. These phantom-like apparitions were not uncommon in these parts, but this ghostly presence was markedly different. There was an intensity in its gaze, a palpable force that seemed to demand something of her. It desired to know the identity of this brave soul who had dared to venture into its realm. Startled by its sudden appearance but determined not to back down, Nandini mustered the courage to explain her purpose. The air was fraught with tension as spoke, her voice echoing in the empty temple. The ghost listened, its ethereal form flickering in the dim light. Once she finished, the spectral figure spoke, its voice a haunting whisper that echoed through the silence of the temple. It warned her, its spectral voice resonating with an undeniable of urgency about the true nature of the temple. A shiver ran down Nandini's spine, but she held her ground, her resolve stronger than ever. Suddenly, a figure materialized, a ghostly presence that demanded to know who she was. Startled but determined, Nandini explained her purpose, only to be warned by the ghost about the true nature of the temple. As the ghost spoke, an eerie silence fell over the room, causing the frail candlelight to flicker erratically. A gust of cold wind swept through the air, causing goosebumps to rise on any living skin. Suddenly, with a loud crash, an old picture fell from the ancient temple wall. This was no ordinary picture. It was an artifact from a past unknown, a relic that had gathered dust for centuries. The fall of the picture was like a signal, a trigger that seemed to awaken the unseen entities. It unveiled the fascinating yet terrifying tale of a long-forgotten paranormal event. This was a tale that had been whispered in hushed tones by the people of the village, a tale passed down from generation to generation. The villagers often spoke of strange happenings, of chilling sounds heard late at night through the temple. They recounted stories of strange shadows moving swiftly across the temple floor. The temple was not what it seemed. It was a place of mystique, a place where normalcy vanished, replaced by a reality that was hard to believe. It was a place where the line between the living and the dead was blurred. It was a place where strange occurrences took place, yet it harbored an enigmatic charm that attracted the curious and the brave. It was more than a sacred place of worship. It was a gateway to a world that existed beyond the boundaries of human understanding. Despite the unnerving rumors and stories, despite the strange occurrences, the truth remained hidden. Shrouded in mystery, the temple's secrets were kept locked away, only to be revealed by the ghost's eerie voice and the fall of the old picture from the temple wall. The ghost revealed itself to be the former inhabitant of the temple, an entity that was once a revered monk who had dedicated his life to the service of the people and the gods. It was a soul trapped in the confines of the ancient temple, bound by an insidious evil force that played with it like a puppeteer with his puppet. This force, menacing and relentless, fed off the ghost's despair and frustration, turning the once sacred temple into a haunting prison. The ghost's presence was concealed during the day, hidden behind the veils of sunlight and normality. However, as darkness fell upon the temple, the ghost was compelled to materialize, revealing its true form only at night. Amidst the shadows, the ghost found a flicker of hope in the form of Nandini, a young, brave girl who had accidentally stumbled upon the temple. Despair turned into hope as the ghost saw a potential savior in her. The ghost pleaded with Nandini for liberation, begging for an end to its ceaseless torment and a chance to finally find peace. With the help of her trusted allies, Nandini bravely decided to confront the malevolent force that had been terrorizing their village. The temple, once a place of peace and tranquility, had been under the dark cloud of this evil for far too long. The townsfolk lived in constant fear, their prayers muted by the sinister whispers that echoed in the wind. Nandini, however, refused to succumb to this dread. Drawing strength from her friends, she strategized, planned meticulously, and forged weapons from sacred elements. They trained day and night, their determination unwavering in the face of impending danger. The day of reckoning finally arrived. Fearlessness replacing fear, they stood united, every heart echoing the same vow, to free their beloved temple. The battle was fierce, their resilience tested, but never once did they falter. They fought with such courage and valor that even the malevolent force was taken aback. Their unity was their greatest weapon, their belief in each other, their strongest shield. Together, they managed to free the temple from the clutches of the evil presence. The once eerie temple transformed into a realm of tranquility. It stood majestically amid the dark woods, its stone structure now emanating an aura of calmness. The transition was a sight to behold, a metamorphosis that was as enigmatic as the temple itself. Nandini, the courageous woman who brought about this change, looked upon the temple with a sense of accomplishment mixed with a peculiar delight. She expressed, "Nights here remain spooky, and the shroud of darkness does nothing to alleviate the eeriness. Yet the mystery, the inexplicable fear this place once instilled, has now been replaced with a clarity that brings peace." Suddenly, a bright, almost divine light started radiating from the temple. It was followed by the serene, soul-stirring sound of a piano. The music was played by the temple's former inhabitant, now existing in his spectral form, who thanked Nandini for her help. The temple now lay peaceful, its haunting melody echoing in the stillness that seemed to hang in the air like a timeless whisper. The silence was punctuated by the occasional rustle of leaves, stirred by the gentle night breeze. Looking at it now, shrouded in a tranquil aura, it was hard to imagine the tales of sorrow and despair that were once entwined with this sacred sanctuary. Legends spoke of the temple being haunted, a place where spirits lingered, bound by their unfinished stories. Each spectral figure, they said, was a testament to an unresolved narrative, a story left incomplete that held them captive in the mortal realm. Folklore whispered of these phantoms, locked in an eternal waltz, their desperate cries echoing through the ages, waiting for resolution and release. This tale serves as a reminder that behind every ghost, there often lies an unfinished story, waiting to be resolved and